tell you about Legend Seeker and how you can support its development while getting some awesome perks. By subscribing to our Legendary tier on YouTube or becoming a paid member on our Discord or Patreon, you'll get early access to all Legend Seeker lore and mechanics. This means you'll be among the first to dive into the world of Legend Seeker and give direct feedback that will help shape the game. But that's not all. Supporters will also be the first to playtest the system and will get exclusive invites to private streams where we discuss the game in detail. Your input will play a huge role in making Legend Seeker the best that it can be. Now, for those of you who love watching our tabletop role-playing game shows, supporting Legend Seeker comes with some fun bonuses for the casts. Here's how it works. If you are a Copper or Common member on Discord or Patreon, you can give a $20 benefit to a player of your choice. Silver and Uncommon members can give 2 benefits to 2 players of your choice. If you go the YouTube route, you can give a $50 benefit to a player of your choice. And for the ultimate support, Gold and Mythic members on Discord and Patreon give a $20 benefit to 3 players of your choice. You can choose from all casts across Moonskull. Every bit of support goes directly towards making Legend Seeker a reality. It helps fund the art, writing, editing, and eventual publishing of the game. So, if you want to be a part of this journey and support our shows, join our Legendary tier on YouTube or become a member on Discord or Patreon. We couldn't do it without you, and we're excited to build Legend Seeker together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the game.
While you guys enjoy chair, you enjoy chair, I'm going to let Calvino outside. Come on, buddy. Go have fun while they enjoy chair. They don't like us. They don't care about us. They want chair. Fine, I'll come back in. Calvino's happily outside. Okay. There, I hope you had fun. Here for cat talk. Well, Calvino did have the chair, and I thought he was going to stay on it until the stream started. But right before I got to the legalese thing and clicked it, he sat up and stretched and went, "Rrr." And when he did that, he moved and the whole chair started rotating. I was like, well, that would have been nice and creepy for you guys because the chair would have started moving itself. But he wanted to go outside. Hi, I'm Frost. This is the chair. And I'm here to write some lore. And you guys want to see the chair, but I'm in the way. So, ha. Ha 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 ha. Bring him back! He was sitting on my lap through many meetings, and I think he got tired of it. Which, fine with me, because even though it's only like 65, 67 degrees here, whatever the heck it is, it's a little humid, and he's just too warm. He's too warm. Well, hello, everybody. So, hello, Crescent. Hello, Fantastic. Hello, Jensen. Hello, Bap. What else we got in here? Me. The chair. This eccentric. Hello. You don't think the chair looked like me? That's a pretty good likeness. I thought it was. All right, let's see. Where was I here? I was in the middle of trying to figure out where I was actually. All right. I have coffee. I've got a soda to drink. I'm good. Look, it's Horror Host. Ah. So I got a message. I shared this with Crescent from somebody who subscribed to me on YouTube last night that said basically, hey, he was catching the stream in person. He's like, the sub is well deserved because in the middle of the night when he goes to sleep and he listens to YouTube, it invariably evidently puts my stream on. And he's like, hey, it's that guy with the red beard again. And so he caught me while I was live and actually subscribed and chatted for a bit, which was kind of funny. So I don't know if I put people to sleep and then keep them asleep, or put people to sleep and then they wake up because they hear my voice, or I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yay! Fun stuff. It was entertaining. Anyway, I'm here to work on Legend Seeker. And I just got out of a full day of meetings and barely had any time to do anything except have a snack while I put the sticker on the chair and then made a cup of coffee. And now I'm here. Been a day. But I'm going to figure out what I'm writing relatively soon here. If anything pops in your mind, if you guys are like, hey, write more about blah, 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 I will head over there and write more about that. But I'm going to just kind of look at the map here and think about what I've worked on recently, which was the Rook's Roost up here, and see if there's something else that pops into my head. Congrats on my breakthrough in the ASMR genre. Yeah, my favorite. People making stupid noises. Like my damn keyboard that's supposed to be quiet. It isn't. You know. My favorite. There, I just decided to put a finishing touch on that paragraph. Fun, 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 fun. ASMR is audio terrorism. I kind of agree, Shadow Warden. There was somebody... The heck was it? It was, I'm trying to remember what the heck they were doing. It was a person that, I don't know, it was a video after I listened to a music video. It popped on somebody making weird sounds. It was like some kind of a stress toy that had holes in it and little poppy plastic things were shooting out of it. And the comments on the videos were just people like going with just strings of consonants and making them like, oh dear, oh dear. So I got away from it quickly. But luckily I don't have my history turned on for anything in YouTube. So I get just random videos. But that doesn't go into my, I don't know, watch territory or something. I don't know how that works. But I think I'm safe. I think I'm safe from them. Mukbang. How about you, teacher Rudite? How'd you not be so wordy? See, I used to be a little bit wordy when I would write stuff for school, and then realized that not everybody wanted to read every single word I ever wrote. So I started being a bit more succinct, just a bit. But then in late high school, early college, I became really obsessed with poetry. And then in college, I started writing a bunch of it and reading more of it. And I became very aware of how you can say more with less. And foreshadowing and like word choice and this and that. Which is not to say that writing a lot of words is bad. I mean, Brandon Sanderson writes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of words for every book, and people eat it up like well, ASMR videos. So there's a place for that, and people like it. But it's not for everyone, and it's not for everywhere. So I just noticed something. Sorry, totally got distracted. We got a straight little island out here in the middle of nowhere. This tiny little island. It's just a little blarb. I don't know what that was. So we'll just turn that into a little sliver of an island. I don't know how I drew a perfectly straight little island, but I did. Teach erudite poetry. Got it. By the way, Shadow Warden, mukbang is, I don't understand it because as somebody who hates the sound of people eating, I like loathe it. I cannot stand to hear people chew or eat. I want to slap the food out of their hands and tell them to just go. And tell them to learn how to chew with their mouth closed and also chew quietly, even if they have their mouth closed. I don't get the appeal, but evidently it's a big thing. And the visuals don't, like, disgust me. I just find them to be egregiously, like, I don't know, a little bit too shocking. They kind of go past the point of me caring to just like, oh, okay, that happened. But the sound really just sets me off and makes me want to, like I said, slap food out of people's hands. I don't get it. The island of Jersey, 5 miles long. There you go. I was only working in school to fill in page requirements on essays. Oh, there you go. There you go. I mean, every entry I have in this book is going to get beefed up a bit because I do basics, I do the critical part, and then I leave some of the flowery stuff or the extra adjectives and adverbs and things kind of out. I don't over gerund. And then I come back to that later. And I'll adverb and adjective it up. By the way, people at my office are a bunch of dorks. They had a pet cute photo contest, and I put Kibble's photo in there, one that I put up with her, like little dots of snow all over her, with her big old eyes looking right at the camera. And I was like, oh, you know, she'll somebody will like her. And the top 3 pictures were a dog in sunglasses, 2 dogs chewing on a stick, and the third one was a cat with a cat toy in his mouth. And the cat had a horrible, horrible name that I won't even like repeat here. And I'm like, oh, all right, that's what my people like in true millennial fashion. Dorks. I tend to look at their mouth and mukbang video and immediately gag. Ugh! I've never had anybody explain to me why you'd want to see him. I don't know. All right. I don't think I have anything else I can add to. Yeah, I don't think I can add anything else to this little area here. I could make a note about them completing the road, though, now that I think about it. Let's do that. Because I thought about this last time, but I didn't actually add it. Yeah. mining operations with no space in the middle of the world. Makes sense. Wonder what you call that. It's not really paved road because it's not really paved road. Revitalized, reinvigorated, refreshed. Leading to their and valley. So even going so far as to clear and repair the old mile fort at the crossroad. Narrows Keep and beyond. Okay. We're going to keep in the mining operations. Lupinius families are for the pressure. They're valid in valley. Okay, even going so far as to clear and repair the old mile fort at the crossroad leading to the east. To the Narrows Keep and beyond. Okay, that works. I think what we're going to do then in this case is we're going to go into our paths. We're going to go here. We're going to go to this. And I think this is the right. Nope, this is not the right. Go down there. We're going to have it go here and here and here. There we go. So now the road's there. Like how that kind of works together. So let's try this again. We'll start it here. A little far out. Right here. There we go. Got a little curve to it. It's hiding behind the words there, but it's there. Now, there we have a road, and we can put the little mile fort symbol there if we want. Go to symbols. This little guy here. And then I think we might move the label here. Rook's Roost. There. Just leave the mile fort there. All right. What are people saying here? Had it explained to me as feeling like you aren't eating alone, and that's why people watch. I mean, that's why people do writing streams. That's why people do all kinds of different streams. They co-write, they co-work, they co-eat, they co-this. And I don't quite get it because I don't need that myself, but some people seem to definitely need that sense of community and not being alone. Just people, I guess. Dark traditions or rumor ideas. Hey, if you have rumor ideas, you can throw them in here. You can also throw them in as comments afterwards, too. I mean, technically, if you have anything... Boy, that path looks really wrong. If you have anything that you think is a fun idea, you can feel free to bring them up. I can't really do anything with that. I kind of... It lets me edit it. We'll just delete it. We'll just put a new one in. Oh, that's why the roughness was too high. Okay, there we go. There we go. Boom. There we go. The mile fort's there. Rook's Roost is there. All the things in the valley are there. That works. Well, I'm trying to right now think of exactly what I want to write about today. Written about the Bitter Lake. That just popped into my head. And I'm like, nah. Notice it's frost and it's fall. I've covered all these areas in here. I want to cover more about one of these areas over here. I could go into more detail about the Foul Step Marshes. They'd be kind of fun. No one enjoys marching through bogs and marshes, so the dwarves have named this one appropriate in the common tongue. In their language, the name is much more vulgar, and that reason alone most refer to it by the more common name. The most useful thing that dwarves harvest from the marshes is amber, the labor of love for the few dwarven entrepreneurs who fill this niche in the economy. All right, so we're gonna have something else in the marshes here. We're gonna have some fun stuff in the marshes. What do we want to put in here? How about we have a reclusive sect of lizard folk who split from their brethren down here in Ashvara and took residence up here. Let's see. Millennial fashion, mixed eccentric, exactly. Exactly. All right. mm, all right. So the sect tends to avoid all others who enter the marshes. Um, I want them to be looking for something here. Something they're trying to find. Probably back from the war. It could be something quasi-dark, Bricks related. Hmm. The sharp teeth. She's got the sharpest of teeth. Uh, oh, mysterious. searching for the blade of an ancient lizard Froste. Let's see, warlock. Would he be a warlock? I'm trying to think if we want him to be a warlock. I mean, a warlock is a male witch in this. I'm trying to think. That I think that makes sense. So they're searching for the blade of the warlock. Its power, they believe, is the key to a keeper's vault filled with forbidden knowledge. Power. It's I see. Turns to its uncongruent the crown and inhabits it when the mist is dissipated. I like the idea of magic. Da, 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 Oops. Lucky lizard folk. Balsamic marshes. Okay. What do we want to call these guys? We'll just call them, for the moment, we're going to call them the blood spitters. You know, sounds gross. Dead Scourge. So right now I am writing down that the place also has an undead problem. Every month, undead rise within the confines of the marshes. But nobody's exactly sure why. Boy, I do have a Kleenex with me. Say I have hot sauce in my coffee and I didn't bring myself a Kleenex to combat this. All right. Undead rise monthly within the confines of the marshes, and no one knows what compels them to do so. The ranks mainly made up of unlucky lizard folk, goblins, and creatures that the marshes have taken. Now that we said mukbang, I want to make something called muckwalkers. there we go. The Muckwalkers. So right now I just have them being mud golems that occasionally rise from the black waters to stalk the marshes, dragging the bodies of their victims deep into the polluted waters. I was trying to decide if there's like something that is doing this, like it has something to do with that knife. The blade of the new moon. Let's come up with what's a good lizard folk evil guy name? Or maybe not even evil, but just a name that sounds scary and tough. Because he was a warlock. He was a big, powerful guy who thought the information of the keepers and was eventually killed during the God Killer War. Tad. You know, something really evil like that. No? Bruno. Okay, that's probably a bad lizard folk warlock name. The for reference, the one that is the iconic lizard folk guy is named Zadka. Zadka. Could go with an R sound or an AR sound. I've already used that name. I can't use that. Craig. No, not Craig. Right now I'm using Thexal. It just sounds weird. So right now, I've written that his blade, the blade of the new moon, lost blade of the lizard folk warlock Thexal, lies with his bones in the murky waters of the marshes, and its magic pulses each new moon, sending out a wave of energy that not only calls forth and disturbs the dead, but also commands the mud golems to come to his aid. Without clear directions, the dead and the golem merely rampage and kill until the call subsides once again. So, his incredibly powerful weapon is laying with his bones, and this is what the lizard folk want, because it allows him to, call the dead and command golems, but the magic is just sitting there kind of like pulsing, since he's not in control of it, since he's dead, and causes problems out there. So, somebody could find it, they could find it, it'd be kind of fun. I'd say Serpentor, but that's a G.I. Joe character. Kresmar of the Blighted Marsh. Yisar Doomtongue. Yisithar! Shadow Warden, you should go sign up to be a mythic and make Yisithar Doomtongue. You should do it. At least he didn't say Doom Liquor. Because nobody is going to take a bad guy seriously whose surname ends with liquor. I think I'm going to set these to 5 instead of 4. Don't want to do that whole thing. All right, 5, 5, 5. All right. My road can stay like that. Kind of rich for your blood right now. Yeah, it's a commitment, that is for sure. Vexus the Deceiver. Nice. Those are all fun names. I like them. Let's see here. I think of... wonder what can I use that? I'm trying to think. I'm coming up with another name based on one of the things you guys just said, because I think this will work for this person. Well, I'm just trying to think the ramifications of naming somebody that. Okay, we're gonna leave his name as a surprise. Surprise. What kind of magic does this guy use? The original one. He is a warlock, which is basically a male witch in the Legend Seeker setting. So, it's a witch or a warlock. It's got some hex type abilities. They got normal casting abilities with powers, and usually they have a familiar. But yeah, it's literally the male version of the witch. So the females are witches, the males are warlocks. That's the name of the guy who's dead now. The guy who leads his group is similar. He's similar, but he's not exactly the same. Don't ask about characters. He hasn't asked me since, and I didn't do my homework. Hey, Ruda! Don't worry, he can't hear me. Let's say it's. There we go. That makes sense. You mean origination of the magic, like fiends, fae, undead. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is he they use magic like wizards do. They're the specific class, so they do use hexes. If you've never played Savage Worlds, hex is basically a way to use the power. But you'd have to get into the specifics of the witches and the warlock to get that. But this is not fae magic. This is they can mess around with necromancy, which is what his thing does, and summoning for golems. But also, like I said, familiars. Reminds me, let me look at something quickly. I have a note here. Where did I put it? Da, 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 da. All right. Yeah, okay. Over here I have written, I guess I can go look at the character thing. Eldritch magic. They have pacts with warlocks, make bargains. Is the it? That's the system. There we go. This is what I was thinking. Found it, maybe. Oop. I thought this was in here. I guess it's not. Okay, it's not in this one. Yeah, we'll let you. Well, you'll have to find the stuff in the specific entries. No, Ruda is going to yell at you. Yeah, he might. He might. Hey, I haven't told him anything for my character, so don't worry. I'm not too worried about it. I've made like 10,000 different characters for the world right now, so my mythic characters low on my list of priorities right now. Yeah, they use their familiars similar to Savage Pathfinder does, I believe. Now, that's a good question, and Arudai might have specifics on that, because to me, they're two different things, but I'm not sure if witches and warlocks have familiars, if it's a specific thing that he's allowing for like an edge, or if it's a requirement of the class, like Savage Pathfinder, where you have to have one, and that's how you get some extra power points, and that's how you get your powers, or not. Yeah. Good questions. I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, I could go look in the actual textbook, but I don't know how much. I don't know how much Erudite is giving, out on that stuff right now. So I don't want to talk about things that he may not want completely spelled out yet. We'll see. Maybe he does. I don't know. My gosh. Doesn't help that I'm yawning. But boy, I didn't think I put that much hot sauce in there. Maybe I did. It's getting through my nose really crazily. Woo! Which I suppose is great because it keeps me, all cleared out in the sinuses. So all set. All right, so someone who a chat button. I'm sure he's got stuff he's doing, right? Right. What other kind of weird things could be wandering around in these marshes? I mean, I've got crones in some other places, so I'm probably not going to add the crone here because I've got a few different places with little smatterings of like a big crone and like a coven of them and specific witch here and there and a couple of other spots. But I could put just, say there are ambient creatures that are seen here everywhere, like, the traditional will-o-wisp and stuff like that. It's just nothing but rust monsters as far as you can see. It's all like, you wear metal? You wear metal? You're not wearing metal. Hmm. I don't have to add an entry there, but I'll add an entry here. But this one, do I want to make a specific goblin group or a tribe in here? Like kind of swamp goblins that ride around in little skips and things. Kind of fun. Across the marshes and shallow flatboats and pole rafts. Unless, Kind of think it'd be kind of fun too to have like a dragon that lives somewhere out here. Oh, maybe these are kobolds instead. Maybe we'll make them kobolds. Animated bog corpses. Yeah. Old Man Silas was a picture of the nearby bayou until he too disappeared without a trace. His empty boat sometimes drifted ashore, stoking rumors that he was taken by the marsh's vengeful spirits. When in reality, he got drunk and fell in the marsh. He's just a bloated, drunken undead now. Burps whiskey. No? Too weird? Let me check one thing here quickly, though. Now that I think about it, I need to look at one little thing here. Where did it go? The location. The gods. The flavor text for stuff. Creatures. Here we go. All right. Fish live within the misty and shrouded boundaries of the Froste marshes. All right. So then what I need to do here is I need to look at here. I need to find the dragon. Bones of Empires, Liches, Silver Dragons, Emerald Dragons, Brass Dragons. Okay, that's not going to be helpful. Let's see. Diamond, white, blue, black. Yeah, there we go. Black Dragon. Acid globs. All right, we're gonna add Morgoth, the Devourer here. So he is a very scary dragon. He's an ancient black dragon. Put him in there. There we go. Let's see. Cult devoted to the amphibious demigod called the Hopping Prophet. Hopping Prophet? The Kermitites? Oh no, not Kermitites. Is there going to be a gaming stream tomorrow? A good question. I wasn't thinking about that, but it is funny. This the first time the crowds have been in this chat? I don't remember, honestly. There we go. Wait, no, that's Savvy's button. Beep, beep. Nice. I don't know. Is there going to be a gaming stream tomorrow? That's a good question. Do you mean like Strange Eons, or do you mean their actual gaming stream for Friday Whiskey and Wine before Strange Eons? Because I don't remember. Crescent would know for sure. Pacing is getting smarter. Okay, yeah, thanks for smart pacing. Fantastic. Great. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. The XP thing started up here last week, I think. Yeah. I think you're right. All right, I'm going to open this soda. So you're going to hear mukbang noises. No, you're going to hear me opening a can. Not mukbang. Whiskey and wine. Okay, yep. Barring something coming up, or I should be playing Pony Island tomorrow. $10. He doesn't check to see if the game works on his PC. Off Saturday and had a long week. Might have a drink with him, maybe even two. Nice. Very nice. $500 says he does. I'll pay either way. Very nice. All right, so we got some swamp kobolds in here. We've got undead that rise monthly. We've got the muckwalkers. I made a note of a rumor. We've got the blood splitter tribe of the lizard folk, led by this guy whose name I'm not going to say because haha. Going to tag the dev for Pony Island. Maybe he'll retweet it. The guy has 38K followers. Oh, there you go. Nice. That would be cool. That would be very fun if he, especially if he comes over and visits in the Discord. That would be fun. That would be cool. Ding. Why did it ding? What are you telling me, phone? Okay, I got nothing on the camera. So once again, the cats have walked through the camera and walked past it and panning the camera around to see if anything's going on out there. I no longer put food out when it gets even close to sunset out there, because the raccoons are just come and eat it. And there's like 5 of them, and they're huge. And the cats just stare at them like, oh, well, okay. So I just check before the sun goes down to see if any of the cats out there are like looking around like, oh, I could use a snack. Because if they don't feel like coming in, I like to leave something out there for them. And that's why I check. So the follow step marshes is huge. I mean, that's I mean, from this end to this one is almost 50 miles of marsh. 30 miles that way. That's a pretty good sized marsh. And it technically goes all the way here. So that's 76 miles. That's a big marsh. They're huge. The hugest. All right. So yeah, they are larger than Calvino. I bet that biggest raccoon is probably like a good 35 pounds. I mean, he's just Calvino's a big cat. This raccoon, if I picked him up, would be like a small whiskey barrel. He's a big guy. And the two that come up have 3 little ones with them, and those little ones are the size of Calvino and Wolfie. So they're big. Probably because they've been eating all the cat's food. Well, we're gonna fix them. We're gonna fix that. They're not gonna get any more cat food. Ah! Imagine the mosquitoes in that marsh. Yeah. Oh boy. I wonder if yeah, I wonder if I'm assuming that Aruda has a swarm mechanic. I think he's got a swarm mechanic. So yeah, swarms of mosquitoes, like big evil mosquitoes. We'll just have it full of sturges. Be fine. All right. Hey, all right. So, is there anything else about the marshes here? The rivers empty into it from there. That's the high ground. So that's the low ground. This is the high ground. That's the low ground in the center. Okay. The Deskitos from Valheim. Oh, this thing suck. You just hear the then you have to pang. Get your shield up in time. Haven't seen any raccoons in a while, but I've seen an increase in foxes lately. Wonder why. Not enough people out hunting foxes? Is that what I'm hearing? You know, all the people out in their funny little hats with their red coats hunting the foxes across the hills. Let's see here. You have the high ground. Hello, Cajun Gory. Oh, they harvest amber. I'm just rereading this part here that I wrote. The dwarves harvest amber from the marshes. They get into conflicts. Best amber. see. What's a good word for that? Oh, I closed my thesaurus page. I'm good like that. Let's get another one out. It's in bright mode somehow. Ah. Nope, cleaner, solar. Okay, that works. Definitely say there is a sunken pre-god killer wealth civilization because the sky ever turning into marsh. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, and it's also the place where this dragon is, and the thing is, this dragon, without going into too much of his backstory since it's, you know, somewhat secret, he did not side with Grix, even though he's this big, bad, nasty black dragon. He didn't really side with Grix, so Mordecai gave him as a gift the ability to kind of help shepherd the souls of dragons that have fallen, that can't find their way. So he can basically fight alongside and use the souls of dragons that have fallen. So there's some crazy stuff going on in these marshes. Stop playing Valheim because I was on a server that would get wipe every major update. Oh, that sucks. In post game after 8 hours of new map. Ooh, Jensen, that sucks. Nothing had already had the goblins on the starting areas. Blah. Yeah, I like to take my time in those games and just kind of have fun and explore and build and do it at my own pace. Because, you know, if I rush, then I'm done. It's sad. Speaking of that, though, I managed to get finally, even though I didn't really finally convince them, I finally got my friends to play the Mines of Moria, the Moria game, Lord of the Rings, with me. So I have a server and we're gonna hop in it. But one of them is playing solo right now. Man, my nose won't stop running now. One of them's playing solo right now, and the other ones are gonna hop in to the server. One hopped in there for an hour, but I didn't want to get ahead of them, so I hopped in there and walked down to the first area and stopped. So we'll see how that works out. Because I want them to experience it at their own speed and not just be like, here, have some of this stuff. And I played with Moss and JJ for a while, but then they stopped playing, so. Hey, How you doing over there in Kick, Mr. Eccentric? You're a dwarf and you're digging a hole. Game with Moss and JJ. That was funny. Single player is greater than online. Yep. Troll, troll, troll. There's troll. Yep. Ah. JJ 2024. Very nice. All right. I'm gonna go check and see what they're doing at the back door because I hear one of them doing the. It's probably the Calico. He's probably looking for food. I'm just reading this last little line here to see if I want to change it before I get up. Oh, power of the belief is key to keep your fault. Forbidden knowledge. and change that. That makes sense. Okay, this works. And I'm walking away after Cajun Cordy said that. I'm done. I'm done. You guys get chair. Get chair. I'll be right back. Look at that. Here. Here. All right. Finally back. There was a raccoon out there already. It's still light out. don't know what he was doing there. Probably why he's the big fat one. He gets up early and wanders around and eats everything. Jerk. Anyway. Let's see here. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. You're the toxic one. I'm so over PvP. I played PvP for so many decades. I'm done with it now. It's like, okay. I play it every day at work, and that's my work. I don't really play it for fun anymore. Chair-kun, is this a Piker stream? And speak now. Hail, Chair. Yes, it's fantastic. Say your words. You can't have Rick say that. Chair, why is chat dead? The chair is problematic. Time to launder the money. Wait. Chrysanth ain't that kind of girl. Uh-huh. Hey, just be happy that they didn't make a Chrysanth AI version of Grok yet. You're still safe. You have a place in this world, Chrysanth. You haven't been taken over by AI yet. Good job. Yet, he says. Yet. All right, so, go here. I have to look up something quickly. And is this where the Sapphire Road is? Yeah, it is. Sapphire Road goes over there. Here we go. Rude, I had the Chrysanthemum. Yep. Your chat got deleted. What did you say? Chrysanthemum, I would make Grok look tame. I don't know. Grok stuff that we saw on Wednesday After Dark, just from the little bit we saw, was yeah. It was a thing. Let's just say. Check something over here. Wow. All right, let's see here. I scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. All right, so okay. Huh? You said that tongue in cheek? What? You didn't make a weird emoji gesture though, Shadow Warden. I couldn't tell. Gotta put a weird smiley face of some sort, otherwise I'm totally not gonna get you. Uh oh no. Yeah. Enjoy, Chrysanth, enjoy. All right. So, all right. Uh, okay, well that'll work. That will give me something to work off of there. Let me check my other note here. I'm going to go to uh gosh, what was the doc I need? Which one? Which one? Which one? I gotta search now. There we go. Boop. Okay. When people want to pass before their mountain home, leave from the observing edifice within sight on a clear day. Okay, so far road. Now House the Sheltering Spot in the past was once used purely for utilitarian purposes, has now become a favorite stop. Okay. Not the bees. You understand emoji? I don't really understand emoji. I just assume that there's a hidden meaning behind them, and I'm like, oh, that means something else. Let me see what would it mean by context. So I get the gist of it. What about the birds? Boo! Wish I could post pics in chat, but got one for you, Shadow Warden, on Discord. Oh no. Oh no. Uh, What would be a good name for that? Let's see. It's in the hill. So it's along the Sapphire Road. Um, that could work. We hat. How about we go with what? What would this be called? It's not a business, a large and spacious. Large and spacious ale room. Housing the entrance of what was a sapphire mine. So basically, I'm making a place called the Sapphire Grotto. Because it's a grotto. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so it's got lots of what else would they be? Planters and how about I spell central with the right letter? Central room features overflowing planters and planters and pots overflowing. Sent. All right. Goes Boolean. Okay. All right, go here and we'll change that. All right. What are you guys saying over here now? It's literally just a roadrunner and our flower bed. Slash woodpecker. I'm glad you hate me so much, Chrysanth. Sounds just like your ego. LOL. The water's blue like sapphires. There are a bunch of sapphires in the grotto. So this place was a. This is called the Sapphire Road because the it leads down into, for one thing, in the Azure Kingdom, but also this kingdom, the Mount Zintor, is all about gem mining, and the Sapphire Grotto is a fungal cave system that was mined deeply for sapphires. So the Sapphire Grotto now takes place of where the mine head was, all the mine rooms and everything. They've turned it into an actual ale house and inn for travelers that go back and forth between the two kingdoms because it's become a lot less utilitarian and more like an actual trade stop. So it's a massive cave entrance leading into the mine area where the actual Sapphire Grotto inn is, with comfortable rooms and everything and all the bioluminescent mushrooms. So they're blue, but also the sapphires, they had pink sapphires, blue sapphires, whatever. They had a lot of different colors of sapphires, but yeah, it used to be a mine. It's all mined out now, though. So it's old name or old function giving them the current name. That makes sense. Time to play Donkey Kong. Oh, I saw a video of somebody playing that. Smashing stuff. I also saw that somebody said it came out of a test where they put some hands on a character and just started smashing walls and realized it's kind of fun to do. So we'll make a Donkey Kong game. We'll see what was. What's a sapphire mine? Many different types of sapphires came out of here, but yeah. Sapphire Grotto. Okay, enter site. F. We're gonna mention a couple of other things here. Okay. I'm gonna move this to this section actually. Oh my gosh, I spelled most of that word wrong. Who? Key features a handful of skilled trust. So I'm talking about on the Mountain Zinter side. So this is a narrow, steep pass through the mountains between Mountain Zinter, which is this dwarven area here, and the Azure Kingdom down to Knetsef. Sapphire Road has way stations every mile or so on the Azure Kingdom side until the Great Gateway, which is part of a now dormant magical defense. The edifice is reminiscent of the main gates of Knetsef, 120-foot tall towers carved with runes. So as you get up into there, there's this breach, or not breach, this thing flanking towers that have an enormous set of gates that used to block the kingdom off magically, but they haven't activated them forever, like 1,000 years. But then a little less than a league farther up on the Mount Zinter side is this dwarven keep along the pass, and this is where their keep is, and that's where the Sapphire Grotto is. But the keep is a trade post. The keep is where the guards are on the dwarven side. They have their gem mining stop there for the people going back and forth from Knetsef to trade. But it also has a bunch of skilled tradesmen who can repair, fix, or create most anything a caravan might be in need of, including repairing weaponry and armor. So, if somebody's wagon breaks, they can fix it. If somebody's armor or weapons need touching up or fixing, they can do that. So they're there. They'll charge for everything, but at least, it's a way station for everybody, especially if they're heading down into the actual Godlands from there. Dun, dun, dun. Oh no, it's a Rudai. All right, let's see what we're doing here. Chrysanth likes to smash. That's how a great game's come to be. Sounds like your kind of game. HR violation. I go get water and Rudai can't be normal and chat for 5 minutes. Do we need another Romani gypsy to curse you again? Donkey or Kong? That is an HR violation. Nice, Rudai. How dare you call me another name? Repeating the same joke over and over makes it less funny, right? The Chrysanth smash joke wasn't funny in the first place. I don't know, horror host. I had a question for you. Hang on, I'll find it. I had a question for Rudai too, but I'm trying to remember what mine was now because I think I made the note in my head and I pushed it aside because I was working on this. Oh, yeah, it was about witches and warlocks. Did they both have familiars? Or is it just witches that have familiars? Because I know that the warlocks, or the male version, they are, pact driven. Ah, there we go. Witches and warlocks use their familiars to channel the mana stream. Do you think that means they might have a higher chance of being corrupted if they lose favor with their patron? There we go. See, look, it's a legend seeker question she had. Peeking my head out was a mistake. It was a mistake. You never should have done it, sir. I disagree. Repeating the same joke can be funny. I still continue to laugh at your Rudai when he streams. Oh, man. Gargamel is a warlock and the other familiar. Gargamel. Gargamel, Smargamel. Okay. Oh, wait, that has space for a reason. Okay, that can be down there. This is up. That one is part of... That's its own entry. We'll do that. It's technically part of the Sapphire Road, but could be good. Rudai is like a less likable Mr. Magoo. It's all about the situations he gets put in. Wow. Well then. I thought Leslie Nielsen did an amusing job as the Mr. Magoo in the movie. All right. So let me mute that. There's my tab. All right, there we go. Now I got my stuff set. Wow, I am nothing like Mr. Magoo. What if there's a wizard cat who's human as its familiar, like, you know, a normal cat, but with magic? That's crazy time. All right. Witches have animal familiars and commune with neutral spirits. Warlock have bonded objects from their patron and can summon demons. Okay, all right. So it is just the witches that have the familiars. Got it. Okay, cool. Because I have a an old lizard folk warlock who was in the Foul Step marshes who's dead, and he left his blade behind, and it's underneath the marsh, and it's causing some problems for people there. I got a little bit more than half of it right, so. Oh no, Taika Waititi is writing there, directing the new Judge Dredd movie. Oh well. Oh well. All right. Evidently, in the original story, Gargamel is not a villain. The Smurfs are really dark. Okay. But Gudai? Oh no. His closet could hang around? Ah, interesting. Yeah? Oh, okay. Where was I here? I was looking through this. All right, there we go. And where did my other tab go with my other document? Oh, here it is. All right. I'm looking at my other notes here quickly. By the way, in this marsh, I have a couple of, this is for Rude Eye. I have a few little clans and groups of kobolds that wander around in their little pole boats and rafts and things, who worship Morgath, the Devourer, the Black Dragon. They've never seen him, but they keep leaving offerings for him because they worship him, almost like a god. Not color, like what are they? Where they are is borderline horror stuff. I kind of figured what you meant. Yeah, you're very normal in chat. Are you? Are you normal-ish? Normal light? Normal adjacent? Hmm. Uh, all right. Okay. Note. Normal is chat, and chat is roasting you. That's not possible. They only knew they would be like a bowl of popcorn to him. Yes, exactly. If they only knew. Nom 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 nom. That's why I specifically said, none of them have ever seen him. They just know that he, lives in the marshes or exists in the marshes or something like that. And they bring him trinkets and stuff, but the lizard folk people deal with them. The dwarves from Krasna go into the marshes and hunt for amber and end up dealing with them and fighting them. But like anything else, the fun thing about kobolds, like you said before, is, 1 or 2 or 5 or 6 isn't that bad, but when you get like 20 of them coming at you, you can get into trouble. But that brought another question up from Chrysanth, I think, or she mentioned, imagine the mosquitoes in this marsh. I'm like, yeah. And I thought, I'm assuming there are swarm mechanics for that kind of stuff, like sturges or killer mosquitoes or blah, blah, blahs or whatever. All right, there we go. Move this one over. All right. What was that? Haha, Frost can't spell. You're right, Dave. I can't spell. All the sapphires. Wait a second. No, sapphires. Feel about a dragon rivalry. Ooh, that'd be fun. Rivalries are good. They provide some tension. They give you a little bit of story to work with. I like it. Right. I gotta move this one tab over, and I can close that one. I got too many tabs with too many things open right now. All right. So that one is. If I open this one up, this should actually be my other Documentes. Yep, there we go. Okay. Good. I got it all saved there. All right, let me save this really quickly once too. Solinar Dragon and Morgoth, 2 largest and oldest dragons. That would be kind of fun because right now, we've got Viridithara. I can never remember how to pronounce it on the island here. But we have Ashvara with the Rotwash and the Foulstep Marshes, and these are really good areas for the Black Dragon to kind of slither between, because the Foulstep Marshes is huge, the Rotwash is huge, the whole Rotmoot and all the foul stuff in the Soulspire's work, and not to mention all the marshes out here in Ashvara. They could definitely have a rivalry because not only are they close, but it'd be kind of fun. Now, and the thing is, in Morgoth, he's the one who was given basically the souls of the dragon to deal with because of Mordecai, because he didn't side with Grix, right? So there could be something interesting there. I'll think about that a little bit. That could be pretty fun. Alrighty. Okay. Do. Okay. It's here. Anytime I got like 5-6 minutes left, something like that. Yeah. So, do you think that rivalry would take form in like them trying to push back and forth, because I mean it could be Morgoth trying to push the idea of, you know, the swampiness and the all that stuff towards Solinor, and Verdithra could be pushing back on that very form, just trying to, you know, keep everything green in the way it was, keeping the marsh and the foulness away. Could be fun. And it, I mean, it doesn't have to be an overt anything at this point. It could be a subtle rivalry. I mean, it could factor into something adventure-wise, but it could just be their agents and their groups are doing things kind of work and hamper. Because the cool thing is the Rotmoot worship Mordecai, but also worship Arendor, basically. So they're all about nature taking over everything, but they also realize, you know, everything dies, which is why they have their kind of darker take on the druidic ways, that they could have some kind of hand in, or Morgoth could have a hand in their schemes and their attempts to keep the Rotwash and the Rotmoot area like it is, not letting the Soul Spires get completely cleaned out. Be interesting. Be kind of fun. You know what's funny is I just realized this is gonna sound funny, since I'm here and I've been writing for almost 2 hours. It's Thursday. We have our game tonight with Erudai. You were thinking, oh, Erudai's thinking. Thinking. He's a thinking man, stinking man. Huh. Okay. Sort of bad neighbors thing where over time they gradually just had multiple conflicts. That's what took him so long to answer. Nice, Chrysanth. He can do that. Was that a question, Jensen, or just a statement? He protects elves in their tree despite them hating her for what she is. Yep. He finds her weak for catering to them. Yeah, and here's what's funny is I was thinking about that again, and I was like, man, it would be very interesting to come up with the story of why she's helping protect the tree and protecting the elves even after the war. The War of Scales back in the day. I'm like, that is kind of fun. Okay. All right. All right. So if I were to, yeah, I'm going to keep that in mind. Okay. More of a, he can do that, as in think, got it. I learned a new joke. I'm thinking, good one. Ha ha. Could have them do some power behind the throne shenanigans of the kingdom or city. Yeah, there's also the tea house up here, which is where Whisperwind is, the silver dragon, and she kind of may have a network that spans the entire Godlands, pulling strings behind the scenes. Just a bit. Erudai thinking brings to mind Sisyphus. Nice. Okay. Okay, and if I move this, okay. He may even want to destroy the precious tree for 1,000 years and just protect the show him with dragons in general. That could be kind of fun, and that's why he's trying to push the rot wash, and he's trying to push the swamp that direction, because as you can see on the map here, you know, if he's in the foul step marshes and the rot wash and, you know, all the marshy land in Eshvara that's over here right across the river, pushing that towards this river and the island where the great tree lives. Makes sense. Yeah, I like it. I think that could work out pretty well. Hmm. All right. If I put this here. All right. What am I doing for time here? Oh, shoot, I'm out of time. All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to be thinking about the rivalry between Morgoth and Viridithria. One must imagine a Rudai happy. Nice. So I'm going to get the heck out of here. It's been fun. And Dave, this eccentric, Rudai, I will see you guys at our game tonight. And I'm going to remember this time that it starts a half hour earlier. I'm going to remember it. Even though I'm going to go do some stuff, I'm going to remember it. So I will see you all in a number of hours, like about 4 hours, in fact. And yeah, I will talk to you all a little bit later. Have a good night. Enjoy. And be nice to Chrysanth, because otherwise she'll curse you. Bye.